everyone, welcome to The Founder's Chair. The Founder's Chair is the podcast where we dive deep into the lives of business owners and find out what it's really truly like to run your own business. I'm Lauren Brannan and I am your host, and today we are joined by Sandeep, who is the co-owner and the managing director of Tech First IT Solutions. Tech First provides their clients with first-class managed IT support and great customer service as well. Sandeep has been in the IT industry for 30 years, and I think it's amazing, Sandeep, that you didn't actually go down the traditional route of going to university. So it really shows like the hard work and the determination you've put in over the years, which is brilliant. So welcome, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and again, thank you for your kind words.
Well, why don't you kick us off by telling us a little bit about yourself? You know, where are you from? Where do you live now? Have you got any family?
Yeah, of course. I'll go way back to when I was born. So born in the late 70s in Glasgow. And I think I was about 2 or 3 when my family decided to move out to India, North India in Punjab.
Right.
My parents opened up a poultry farm. And as a child, living on a farm is the best thing ever. I had animals, I had pets, I had a cow called Matilda, I had goats. And as a child, living there was great. We were there for about 6 years, and then we moved back here and we settled in North Lanarkshire. And now I've got 2 young boys, myself and my wife, and we're just based in Hamilton.
Oh, brilliant. That sounds like it's such an amazing upbringing for like a childhood to be surrounded by.
I think it is. I'm very lucky to have that. And I'm trying to, kind of have the same for my boys, get them outdoors, get them, involved in outdoor activities, just to get the same kind of experiences.
Yeah, definitely.
Although I think I might struggle with getting them a cow though.
I mean, maybe not in North Lanarkshire, but you would be in the papers for that, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there a funny story you would mind sharing with us that maybe like your wife and your kids will say about you or your family?
Well, yeah. So basically, I've been living in Hamilton for a little while now, and when I first moved to Hamilton, it was right next to the Phillips factory. So for those that have been in Hamilton for a while, they'll know there was a massive factory making light bulbs and things like that. So there was always an issue with seagulls. And, they used to really, really keep me up at night and in the morning, and they were up to the horrible, horrible things. Some people describe them as rats with wings and the things to eat, and it was a nuisance. So I had this bright idea that I will call the local newspaper and speak to them and see if they'll do a wee article on me. And funny enough, they're like, yep, definitely. So, they phoned me and did some questions. And, I think the week later, I had this headline, Evil Seagulls Force Hamilton Man to Consider Moving.
Oh my gosh.
And my thought behind it was, maybe somebody will read it, maybe the council will read it or somebody, and, they'll do something about it. But nah, nobody cared. But it was obviously hilarious because it turned up in the papers, it was online. And my colleagues, my family thought it was hilarious, and while I was being interviewed, the journalist was like, "Oh, we'll come out and get some photos," and I was like, "No, I'm all right." So obviously that's a joke as well. My colleagues were like, "So was somebody going to dress up in a seagull, and what was going to happen?" And I was like, "Not sure, but yeah, it's yeah." So that's my funny story.
That's a good one. That is a really good one, actually.
Yeah, and I think it's still online. To be honest, if you Google my name, which is
then when we got off this call.
But yeah, my family love telling that one.
Yeah, I can imagine. That'll stick with you forever. So tell us a wee bit about your company and how it came about, and like at what point did you decide to kind of open up your own business and do it on your own?
So like you mentioned, I've been working in IT a long time, started very young, and been very lucky that I worked with enterprise companies, smaller companies, working on the help desks, built up a lot of experience. And, myself and business partner, we got to a stage where we were seeing a lot of bad customer service, and we were getting frustrated by this. I was an IT manager for the past 3 years, and I was working with a lot of managed service providers, 2 or 3 of them, and they were all providing, not so good service, still charging a lot of money. And we just got frustrated, and we're like, you know what, this is not right. We want to make a change. We want to do something different, especially for the small to medium-sized businesses, and just give them a good service for the value.
Yeah.
And the other part was, we were at a crossroads. I think both of us thinking what we want to do next, and we both come from backgrounds, business backgrounds and family who've been in business. We always knew we wanted to do something, and I think this was the perfect opportunity that we had the experience that we knew what we were doing in IT, backed with the customer service experience. So that's the reason why we started.
Oh, brilliant. And was there anybody that kind of pushed you or inspired you into that decision, or would you say it was maybe you and like your partner kind of pushed, like inspiring each other to go for it?
I think it was mainly just each other, just running ideas past each other and talking about, past experiences. With regards to businesses, I always knew in my lifetime I was going to have a business. It was just a case of what and when. And I think I'm quite happy to have waited a bit longer once I've gathered a lot of experience behind me. So, when I'm trying to help clients, that I really do know, how to help them and give them a good customer service.
Oh, brilliant. And then how long ago was that you started Uptake first?
So we started in 2003. So we're fairly new kids on the block. But I think we're lucky enough we got the experience and the knowledge to back that up. But yeah, so we are new. So basically in the team, it's myself and my business partner, and we've got another person helping us, and then I've got a little team out in India as well who do a lot of our work for us, which is great.
Yeah.
So we're doing all right.
Oh, brilliant. So what would you say, Sandeep, has been like your biggest learning since being a business owner?
I think the biggest learning is generally how to run a business, but also the financials. You really need to keep an eye on your numbers, as you can imagine. Things happen very quickly at a fast pace, and it can get out of control. So we've been, we knew that from the start. Financials was something we would need to keep an eye on. And then my experience as an IT manager for the last 3-4 years, I've been working with IT budgets and whatnot, so that had given me a slight bit of background. And my business partner, he's got a bit of a financial background as well, so that helped as well. But I would say financials.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that a lot of business owners don't realise before they open up a business. So it's good that you had your head screwed on and knew that was something to watch.
I think it's just lucky, we were a bit older and, like I said, working with different companies and stuff, you see a lot, you work with a lot of financial directors. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So financials has been your biggest kind of a learning. What's been your biggest challenge over the past couple of years?
I think the biggest challenge for us is getting the clientele, to start with. It was getting those customers, because we are new, so people do associate us with a risk. But we were lucky enough that there was a lot of people that we worked with in the past who were, they heard about us, they heard what we we're doing, they happened to have a project that needed a bit of work done, and they reached out to us. So that was the biggest challenge, and we were lucky enough there were a lot of people there that were able to help us and able to work with us, because they knew what they were going to get from us, from the trust as well as the professionalism. So it was I think that was the biggest challenge, just growing.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting started.
Yeah, well, that's that, and it's like the marketing side of it, getting your name out there is all something that, again, you don't go into business because you're good at marketing. You go into business because you're good at IT, and you have to be.
Well, exactly. And this is it's spot on. And this is what I say all the time. I'm like, I'm not a sales guy. It's like I know everything about IT and all the rest of it. I'll make sure you're secure. I'll give you the best professional systems out there. But when it comes to sale, it's like you put me in a room and try to sell something. I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So we just try to be honest, and we just say, look, this is what we can do for you, and this is, customer service is close to our hearts, and we want to offer a good service, and we just try and help. Just trying to help small businesses and medium-sized businesses, because I think a lot of the bigger companies, kind of sign a lot of the smaller clientele up, and then they forget about them. We're trying to make a change there.
Yeah, brilliant. I love that. If you got any kind of people in your life that have been there through you and kind of encouraged you, and that you've been grateful for throughout your business journey, that you would like to give a wee shout out to?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's 3 people I can think of. First person is Neil Madden. He was I worked with him previously. He was a financial director in a previous business, and when we heard that we were starting off at this business, just as it happened, he had some project work he had, and he was looking for somebody he could trust. So I think also earlier on in the stages when money is tight, watching every single penny. We were really grateful for him to trust us and to work with us. So we've been working with him for the last 6 months on a rather large project, which has gone well. So it's done and dusted. So we're happy with that. So yeah, I would say Neil, and I would say another couple of people would be Aaron Kerr from Thistle Credit Union. So again, for him to trust us, to give us, basically hand over his whole IT and to trust us in what we do for him. We provide a fully managed service for him. We do cybersecurity for him, and for him to come in early doors again, was someone we worked with in the past, and he knew what he was going to get with us. So we were very lucky. And the third person I would say is Jim Lanigan. Jim again works at Thistle, and Jim's a great guy. When we first started off, he was recommending so many, great networking events, and he was like, do this, do that. Just so much advice from him. He was a great guy. So I think those are the three people.
Oh, fantastic. Shout out to Neil, Aaron and Jim.
Yeah, great guys. Yeah.
So what's the next big thing for Tech First? What's like your goals for the next, like if you think of the next 1 to 3 years, what's going to happen?
I think for us is we're still on that that growing path. Like I said, we're still fairly new, but we are growing quickly. And I think the challenge for us is we're growing quickly, so we need to make sure we don't lose our kind of core values, which is integrity and providing a good service, which it can be easily done because you get distracted by just with loads of different things going on. So I think the next 3 years, the challenge for us is to grow as well as still offer those good services. And I think the other big thing for us is going to be AI. You've already heard about it last year. This year's even more AI things coming out, new tools, and we're going to start using them in-house to help us automate processes. But we're also helping businesses with AI processes. So there's a lot going on for us with that.
Fantastic. You're actually planning on utilizing AI and
absolutely. AI is here to stay. It's not. I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's a case. I was just going to say, I don't think it's a case of what we see in Terminator films, but we're not quite there yet. But yeah, you do hear things. But I think for us, it's just helping us utilize what's there to for all businesses. There's a lot of power there, and a lot of things that can be process driven and automated, to help you just kind of focus on what you do best.
Yeah, definitely. You need to think ahead. So that's brilliant. If you had to give any advice to any business owners just starting out or someone trying to do it on their own, what advice would you give?
I think when you do have an idea, don't rush into it. Do your research properly. Speak to everyone. Don't be scared to talk about your idea, and take on board what advice they have to give you. I think that's going to be key. And I think the other thing is don't rush into it. If you're a young person, you've got an idea, you will be excited. You don't want to jump in, but hold off as long as you can. Build some experience behind you. So when you do start your business, you've got a wealth of experience to back that up with, not just an idea.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. You've got some fantastic advice. So before I let you go on with your day, last question, I always ask my guests, what is your dream holiday destination you'd love to go to, and what's the best holiday you've ever been on?
I think my dream, it's probably somewhere like Jamaica. I think it looks like an amazing place.
Looks stunning,
stunning place. It's just I do enjoy the whole 5-star experience. Not that I've had it, but it's hopefully soon. And the best holiday I think I've had is probably Cancun. It's an amazing place. It's absolutely a brilliant, amazing place. Can't recommend it enough. And then I think the other place in Europe, Valencia, is amazing as well. There's a lot to do. The weather is amazing. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you. I'm getting some inspiration for my summer holiday. So
yeah, get them booked up.
Yeah. But thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. It's been brilliant to learn more about you and learn more about Tech First as well. If any of our listeners want to find out more about your services or want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
So we've got a website, it's www.techfirst.online. they can reach out to us on there, or they can find me on LinkedIn. It's just type in my name, Sandeep Mohnir, Mohnir, and I'll pop up somewhere. And it's we've got a lot of useful information on the website, so that should help. And thank you for having me. And it's been good. Good talking to you.
It's been brilliant to find out more about you. So, again, thank you once again. And thank you so much to all of our listeners. I will see you all next week. Thank you.